Thank you. All right, all right, all right. So, welcome, 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 everybody, to Hebrew Fundamentals with me, Mr. Katzman, where we try to learn how to decode this very strange and alien-looking foreign language called Hebrew by learning about the letters and the sounds they make, and the vowels and the sounds they make, and putting them all together, back to back to back, to form words that we can decode. So we are decoding, let's face it. I mean, one day, maybe with more and more repetitions, we'll all become really proficient readers. But in the meantime, I like to more think of it as decoding, as trying to figure out what these sounds make, what symbols make what sounds, and put them together to have to pronounce them properly. So because we're decoding, all right, I knew it. Did I predict that or what? Did I predict that or what? I did. 2 points for me. Um, It's Finn, by the way. You didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, it's Finn. He's joining any second now. So as I always tell you, you might as well have your decoding chart, which you have happily printed out, where it has every single letter and even every single vowel sound. And of course, the reason that this is important is not just for solving it on your end, but having it explained after the answer is given on my end. So I can point out that, oh, I don't know, what if it was, who are the Super Bowl champions? I would have Aleph with an E, Gimel, Ga, Lamed, Ga, Egal, and Zion, Egals, that kind of thing. And I'll always do that for you. Always, 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 because that's the most important part of the show, is learning that. Oh, someone else just showed up. Hurrah! Let's see if that, yeah, excellent. Anyway, so have your decoding chart, have your decoding chart. And let's do a super fast run through of all the vowels. So let's do the super fast version, but I do have all of these guys. So remember, remember, remember. Here are the vowels. One dot, E. Why? Because it used to be something else, but now one dot always makes the sound of E. I don't care what letter it is. Let's pick a bet. Second letter, second top row. B, E, B. Let's take a gimel right along on that row. G, E, G. Let's take a shin way down on the bottom row. Sh, E, she. It does not matter. The way that they want us to speak Hebrew nowadays, like we have from Eretz Yisrael, is to make this always and forever, no matter what's here, no matter what's here. E, E, M, E, me, if it was a mem. All right, let's stay in the dot business. You know them, you love them. I just want to be quick about it. The dots, if they are in a triangle or if they are side by side, like two little beady eyes, make the sound of eh. They add the sound of eh to the letter above it. So if this was a bet, I'm going to stick with those three letters, b, eh, be, or b, eh, be. Same thing. Didn't used to be that way, but they want us to speak like we're from Israel, and there is more eh than a. So, eh, eh. If it was a mem, me, eh, me. If it was a mem, me, eh, me. If it was a nun, n, eh, na, or n, eh, na. These are eh. What if we got lines? It's a flat line. It's something you could lie down on and go, ah. Well, lines make the sound of ah. Didn't always used to be this way, but they don't want us talking like we're old Europeans who settled in New York and go, ooh, like Baruch Atur Adonai. They want us like Israel, Baruch Atah Adonai. So they're both ah. They're both ah. So if there's that bet again, ba ba and ba ba. If we want to use that mem, second row, second last one, ma, and that would be ma. Or that sheen on the bottom row, sha, or sha. It's all the same. So we've got e, we've got we've got and we've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing, eh? Yep, nothing. It's a silent vowel directly on top of one another. And what it simply means, as you well know, is It gives no additional sound. It doesn't add any sound to the letter above it. It asks the letter to make the sound that it makes all by itself. So that bet would just be B. If I put a gimel here, it would just be G. If I put a lama lama lamet here, it would just be L. And on and on. Silent vowel. No help, but important. Let's go one last time to the playground. Kickball way up in the air. This is a ball way up in the air overhead. When you see dots overhead over the letters, it adds the sound of O. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is O. This doesn't need to add O to anything. This vav with the dot above it is O. This is the sound of O. But this guy adds the sound of O to the letter above it. This little gal adds the sound of O to the letter above it. So if this was a koof, it wouldn't be k, it would be ko. If it was a resh, I'm on the bottom line now, it wouldn't be r, it would be ro. You know it, you got it. If it was a dalet back to the top row in the middle, it wouldn't be d, it would be do. Oh, overhead. Same game. This time it's hitting him in the stomach. It's hitting him in the tummy. It's hitting him in the abdomen. It's hitting him in the gut. I could keep going. It makes the sound of ooh. This is the sound of ooh. But this adds the sound of ooh. You know how to do it. You'll have this memorized. You'll be dreaming about it and you'll be able to say these words all by yourself. What are those words? Tilted, angled, slanted, stairway of dots, Orion's belt, adds the sound of ooh. So if this was a mem, it would be moo. If this was a gimel, it would be goo. If this was a resh, it would be I gadai there, mate. It would be kinga roo. Roo. There's the ooh. Let's go quickly to the exceptions. Eh. We now know that this is eh. We already learned this. So if this was a mem, it would be meh, right? There's a yud after it. So the eh becomes a. M eh m a may. D a day. Sh a shay. Eh to a, and you know the rest of it. Ah to I. I know, it's a flat surface, so you can lie down and go, ah. But not if there's a yud after it. It's ah to I. So if it was a bet, it wouldn't be ba, it's by. If it was a gimel, it wouldn't be ga, it's guy. And there they all are. And if you want a quick review, here you go. E, eh, ah, silent, ooh, ooh. And there's your exceptions. Eh to a, ah to I. I promised you multilingual night. Hello! Oh, there he is. He never came in. I wonder if his computer's having trouble. There it is. I promised you multilingual night, many, many languages. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the theme is a little different, but I decided, what the heck, let's have some fun. Once I give you the theme, you try to figure out what the next theme after it is. But oh, remember, your job is to decode it. When I show you the flashcard, I'll tell you how many points as always, and oh, because we use the honor system. You get it by yourself. You don't tell anybody. And if when I tell you what the flashcard says, if you've gotten it correct, give yourself that amount of points. So here we go. Man, oh man, do I have a lot of letters coming at you right now. Here is the theme, which is going to expand into other themes. But here is the theme for tonight. I'm going to make this worth. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give you a lot of time. I'm going to make this worth sweet. Sweet as sugar, sweet as honey, sweet 16. Oh my God, that's a lot of points. I know. You'll get it. This is our theme for tonight. Um, it's a question, and it's kind of a really kind of question. Really? Think you can do it? Good luck. Tonight is this. Tonight is this. Tonight is really this. I'm not happy. Tonight is this. Gosh darn it. Son of a gun. I wish I could change things, but I can't. Tonight is this. Mm-mm-mm. We, on the other side of the card table here, on the other side of the screen, are just so disappointed. But you know what? You got to live with disappointment. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to look in the mirror and say, hello, self. Time for an affirmation. I can get through this. Tonight is this. Ah! It really is. Just in case you're figuring it out, this is a word. It's kind of a name you're familiar with if you log on every night, every Tuesday. And this is a word, and that is a word. So tonight is this. No! Somebody get to somebody who's got more power than Katzman and tell them to change it. Trust me, on the totem pole of Temple Beth Shalom. Wait a minute, let me look underneath my table. Yeah, there I am, way down below. Are you ready, folks? Do you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? The theme for tonight, which is going to expand into some other themes, is this. And I'm kind of asking it like, really? Here we go. 16 big, fat, juicy, sweet points. Sweet 16. Did you get FunDamentals? It's the name of the show, Hebrew FunDamentals. FunDamentals final show? FunDamentals final show? It is. My God, it's barely May, and they're ending things. It feels like I've had a TV show that's being canceled, and my ratings are still good. Why does this say FunDamentals final show? Let's go to the board. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? FunDamentals final show. What's that? Upside down G thingy with no dot in the middle. It's called a fey. Makes the sound of the letter F. You want me to find a fey for you? I will. Third row, second from the end. F, a, fa. There's a nun. It's right on your dreidel. And it's the second one in the third row. Silent vowel. Fun, fun, fun. And there's a dalet. A right angle, a really corner. A 90-degree angle. It's got a corner. It's on the top row. It's the fifth one. Makes sound of letter D. Funda, funda. Look at that igloo. Look at that ice house. Look at that little mukluk house. Mem, mem, mem. What's underneath it? Met. Want me to find meh? You want me to find a mem for you? I will. Second row, last one. Funda meh, funda meh. And there's the nun again. Nothing above it, nothing below it, but I can't ignore it. Fundament. What's this thing? It's called a tav. There are two tavs. It has that little hook at the end. You want me to find them? They're the two last letters on the bottom row. Dot or not, it's still a tav. Fundamenta. Lama, lama, lamed. You know, I know it looks like more like a camel, but llamas and camels are kind of similar. So it looks like a llama. Makes the sound of the letter L. Does a lamed. Want me to find you a lamed? I will. Second row, second from the end. Fundamental. And what is this? This little sideways beanie? It's a Zion. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. Let's keep going. There's that fe again, and there's an ah. F, ah, fa. F, I. I even highlighted it for you. Phi, phi. Nun again with the ah. Phi, na. Phi, na. Lama, lama, lamed. Final. Fundamentals. Final. Show. This little pitchfork, this little three-pronged item is a sheen. Now that dot is not a vowel. This dot is. This is part of the letter, which tells you that these three prongs, this little mini menorah with three candlesticks, is a sheen. It makes a sound of SH. Want me to find it? Bottom row, fourth from the end, sh, and there's an O vowel. Fundamentals final show. I'm sorry. It's the Fundamentals final show. Why? Why, Demi? Why? Why they do this to me? Oh, well. Did you get 16 points? I hope you did. Okay, now, my response to them saying it's the Fundamentals final show for the year. Long ago, in 1919, this is a baseball reference. This is baseball. There was a team called the Chicago White Sox, and there was a huge scandal. The team was the White Sox, but they were called the Black Sox because it was a dark scandal. They cheated. They didn't cheat to win. They cheated to lose. They threw it. That's called throwing a game. Losing on purpose to make money because people were betting on them to lose. So they did it. And there was a famous player who was the best hitter of his day called Shoeless Joe Jackson. And apparently, when Shoeless Joe Jackson came out of court, when the baseball players were on trial, there was this little teeny tiny boy who was a Chicago White Sox fan more than 100, no, not more than 100, yeah, more than 100 years ago. And he said this to Shoeless Joe. He said this. He said, blank, 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 Joe. Blank, 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 Joe. Well, I said the same thing when I learned this was my final show for the year. 4 words, 12 points. The little boy said, blank, 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 Joe. It might be one of the most famous quotes in baseball history. The little boy looked at his hero, and his hero had been accused of losing on purpose for money. And the image of his hero was shattered. And he looked at his hero, Shoeless Joe Jackson. Everybody had cool nicknames back then. It was just Joe Jackson, but they called him Shoeless Joe because he came from the country. And he said, blank, 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 Joe. These 4 words. And those are the 4 words that I said to myself when I realized it's the last show of the year. Blank, 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 Joe. But it's not Joe. It's just me saying these 4 words. Let's make it worth 11 points. Did you get it? Did you get it? Do you have it? It's my response to learning that this is the final show. I said, no. Here it comes. You can look it up, the 1919 Black Sox scandal. And what did that little White Sox fan say? He said, say it ain't so, Joe. And I thought, no, say it ain't so. Say this isn't real. Say it ain't so. 11 points. Let's figure out why it says say it ain't so. And we'll all take a little trip back to Major League Baseball history long, long ago. Like, if we were in class, I'd say, does anybody know who the commissioner was back then? Nobody would get it. I'd give you like 15 extra points. Kennesaw Mountain Landis, commissioner of the, he was a judge, real tough guy. Anyway, you ready? This is a scene. This is how we make the word say. Now, this is a scene. It looks like a sheen, except the dot's on the left side. That black dot is not a vowel. You know, to help everybody get used to vowels, I make them all red. Because it's on the left, this is not sh, it's s. S, e, se, s, a, say. Now remember, I've told you 100 times that we're trying to get rid of that European sound. And in the old days, this used to be eh, eh. But now in Israel, they would never say eh. They would say, oh, what a big pig. Or can you knit me a sweater? Can you knit? So look at it. It's E. That's a vowel with the superhero E. That is, excuse me, that's an aleph. Very first letter of the alphabet. It's a silent letter, but the space is not silent because we have E underneath it. E, and there's my tav. Remember the tav? Dot or not makes the sound of the letter T. Say, eat. Here we go. Another aleph. That's a silent letter, but the space isn't silent. Eh, a, a. Nun, we had that one. Ain. What the heck is that? It's called a tet. I told you there's 3 letters that make the sound of the letter T. The 2 tavs at the very, very bottom corner, and then this guy with the little broken arm. Want me to find it for you? Second row, second letter. It's called a tet. Ain't. Ain't. I ain't going up there. It's too scary. Don't go up there. It's dark. Ain't. Say, eat, ain't. And there's my samach. Remember this one? It's a face. It's like a cartoon head without a face with a little flip of hair. A face without a face makes the sound of S. Look, that's an S. That's an S. Want to find the samach? I will. Third row, fourth one. S-O, there's the O vowel. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so that this is the last one. That's 11 points. Now, there is a Hebrew word, which all of you, it might be the first or second. I doubt it's much more past the 4th, 5th, or 6th, 3rd, 4th, or 5th word that you've ever learned in Hebrew. It might have been the first one. And it has 3 meanings. There's a Hebrew word that has 3 meanings. But in this case, it has 1 meaning. I guess, in this case, that. I'm getting all teary. I'm getting so misty. I'm getting so wistful. I guess, in this case, 1, 2, 3. Because it's the last show of the year. I guess in this case, the 3 meanings that this word has, this. I'll give you another 11 points for this one. 1, 2, 3. It's the last show. There was a really, really famous movie way, way long ago. It's called Love Story. And it ended with love is never having to say you're sorry. Baloney. That's not love. Well, in this case, this isn't love. This word, this word, this word. I guess we're stuck with this. We're stuck with this. A sad day where things come to a conclusion. All good things, as Olaf said, come to an end. This. Everybody, the answer is, because it's the final show, and it's Hebrew fundamentals, I guess tonight, shalom means goodbye. Shalom means goodbye. Let's figure out why. Are you ready? This is a sheen. We had that before, right? Because the dot's on the right side. Sh, ah, sha. Lama, lama, lamed. We had that. Makes the sound of an L. Shal, shal. Ooh, nothing above it, nothing below it, but I can't ignore it. Shal, shal. And there's an O. Shalom. And that thing is a final mem. That's how you spell shalom. you want me to find you a final mem, I will. Third row, very first one. Remember, there are a bunch of letters where they say, if you're going to use this letter at the end of the word, you got to use a final letter. And that square is actually the sound of the letter M. It's a final mem. Shalom. Whoa! How about that? There's a real live mem. There's a final mem. There's a real mem. You know, the little igloo, the little ice house. Me. Shalom, me. There's a nun, mean, and there's that tilty head Zion. Remember I told you where the Zion is? Top row. Last one. Shalom means goodbye. Gimel. Looks like a high heel boot. Want me to find it? I will. Top row. Fourth one. And what's underneath it? Tilted, slanted, angled. Goo, dalet. Dalet. Top row, fifth one. Makes the sound of the letter D. See that right angle? Good. That's a bet. I hate this song. Bet. Well, we're teaching them, aren't we? We're just singing. Aren't they learning? No, they're not, but it's a silly song anyway. Ba, I, bye. Shalom means goodbye. And if you got that, you got 11 more points. Hurrah! So shalom means goodbye tonight. So I figured if shalom means goodbye for us tonight, I wonder how to say goodbye in a bunch of other languages. That would be fun. That would be kind of cool. And so I told myself, well, let's come up with a sentence. And the sentence will be, goodbye, children. Goodbye, children. And I said, let's find different languages and say goodbye, children. Children is easier to do. I know you're not all children, you're students, you're people, but goodbye, children. Ready? How do you say goodbye, children in French? How cool is this? You say it like this. Now, I know that there's a couple of ways to say goodbye in French. One of them is au revoir, until we see you again, until we meet again. But I couldn't use that because the revoir part would have been really hard to do. So this is another way to say goodbye, children, en français. Can you figure out how to say goodbye, children, in French? Oh, look, there's a little French flag in the Eiffel Tower. How cool is that? This is how you say goodbye, children, en français, in French. As we all get together in France. It's a hard one. I'll give you a dozen points. That's 12. How do you say goodbye in French? Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Goodbye, children. This is how you say goodbye, children, in French. How cool is this? We're ending with all sorts of different languages. It's the best. Well, if you know Washington, D.C., you may have heard of this place. And if you've seen a famous French play, you might have heard of this word. And if well, maybe you didn't. Did you get it? Did you get it? I'll give you 12 big, fat, juicy. What else comes in 12s? Donuts, baby. Delicious donuts. Sixth grade knows about donuts. How do you say goodbye, children, in French? Are you ready? See if you got it. See if you get all 12 points. It's adieu, les enfants. Ever heard of l'Enfant Plaza in DC? Ever heard of Les Miserables? Well, that's it. Adieu. Bye-bye. Adieu, les enfants. Let's see. See, you can say any language, but if you know how to decode properly, you can come up with anything. Let's go to this. Aleph, silent. but not the slot. Ah, there's a dalet silent. D, ad, ad. There's a yud. There's nothing above it and nothing below it, but I can't ignore that a yud, want me to find it? Second row, third one makes the sound of the letter Y. Adieu, adieu. And there's the U vowel. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Bonne chance. Lama, lama, lamed, lama, lama, lamed, le. Not le, but le. And there's a sign. Adieu, les enfants. Now, you can't really make an on. It's very French sound. It's very nasal. Bonne chance. But un, enfant. Silent, aleph, but not the space. Ah. Nun, silent vowel. N, n, n. Un, fe, upside down G thingy with no dot. Enfant. Nun again, nothing above it, nothing below it, but I can't ignore it. Enfant. And there's a tav. Adieu, les enfants. Bye, children. In French. Who knew? 12 points if you got it. Adieu, les enfants. Want to try Chinese? Want to speak Chinese? What do you speak in Chinese? Let's do Chinese. You want to say goodbye, children, in Chinese? How cool is this? I learned a lot when I was researching this. This is how you say goodbye, children, in Chinese. See if you can spot the Chinese drawing. Oh, cool, Chinese dragon. Noodle. How do you say goodbye, children, in Chinese? I didn't know. I had to look it up. I didn't know how to say goodbye, children, in Chinese. Sometimes I say, people will say, oh, I can't understand a word that person's saying. Sounds like he's speaking Chinese. Or if someone is trying to be really clear and the people that he's trying to give directions to don't understand, you go, what am I speaking Chinese? Well, this is Chinese. This is how you say goodbye, children, in Chinese. Ooh, chopstick, Chinese. Dragon, Chinese. Goodbye, children, in Chinese. Talk about learning languages. Hebrew, English, French, Chinese. And I will give you 10 points if you get it. I'll give you 10 points if you get it. You ready? Here it comes. This is how you say goodbye, children, because it's our final show of the year in Chinese. Zishen, Zishen, Haizamen, Zishen, Haizamen. But I'll go slower. Zishen, Haizamen. Goodbye, children, in Chinese. Zion, ze. Zion, ze. There's my sheen. What's underneath it? Ze, she. Final nun. Wait a minute. We haven't had a final nun. You want me to find it? I will. Third row, third one. It's not a regular nun like it's on your dreidel, but this is super long piece of black licorice. Ze shen. Ze shen. Goodbye. Hai zemen. Hai zemen. That is a hey, everybody. Want me to find it? I will. Top row, third from the end. Looks like a little maze that you're going into here. What's underneath it? Huh? Well, hey makes the sound of letter H, which, as you all know, and you get sick of me doing this, is just blowing air out of your lungs. But if you get an it's ha. It's hi. To I. Hi. Zion, 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 Hi, ze. Mem, we've had this. Hi, ze, me. Final nun. Zeshen, Heizamen. Zeshen, Heizamen. Goodbye, children, in Chinese. Want to learn another language? I gave you 10 points if you got that. Let's do another language. How do you say goodbye, children? In German. German is a bit of a harsh language. It's not the prettiest of language. It's not the Romance languages. It's German of Deutschland. How do you say? But it is now one of our strongest allies. Well, yeah, we had a lot of allies that we were friendly with. Anyway, how do you say goodbye, children, in German? 14. 14 points. Goodbye, children, in German. If I was saying goodbye, children, I'm going on vacation. You're not coming with me? So, goodbye. How do you say that in German? You say it like this. 14 points. Oh my God. Oh, look at the little beer stein and the pretzels, just like in Germany. That's a word. And that is one word there. And then these two words mean goodbye. And this is how you say children. Take your time. Now, I will tell you that if there's anybody who knows German better than me, this should be the ow sound, but there is no ow sound in Hebrew. So I came up with the best alternative. Just take your time. Do not ever, ever, I've said this ever since we began doing this, do not ever, ever, ever let these words take control of you. Do not ever, ever, ever let these words intimidate you, because you take control of them by saying, what letter is that? And what's the vowel underneath it? Make the sound. What letter is that? Make the sound, put them together. Let's start a new word. What letter is that? With the vowel, make that sound, and then add that and add that until you're done. You
How much
just
was
break
the
it down.
Chinese one? Like, how many points was it?
14.
Okay.
14 big fat points, 2 touchdowns. This is how you say goodbye, children, in German. Auf Deutsch. Deutschland, Deutschland. That's how you say Germany. We say Germany, but if you want to say Germany in English, or in German rather, they call it Deutschland. So someone who's German is Deutsch. Has anybody ever heard of the Pennsylvania Dutch? Have you ever been to the Amish market and they say, welcome to the Pennsylvania Dutch? They're not Dutch. They're German. It's the Pennsylvania Deutsch. But lazy English speakers, lazy American English speakers heard Deutsch and they didn't want to make the oi sound. So they said, oh, they're the Pennsylvania Dutch. No, they're the Pennsylvania Deutsch. They have a German background. This is how you say goodbye, children, in German. 14 big fat points. These two words make goodbye. This is how you're going to recognize this word for children. You better. There's a park around here named after it, about children. There's a grade named after this word for children. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? How do you say, where are you going, father? Are you leaving us forever? No, I will return. But for now, I am going away. Goodbye, children. How do you say that? Ready? Auf. It's actually auf. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. You know this word. Kinder. Kindergarten. Children's garden. Kinder park. Kids park. Kinder is children in German. Auf Wiedersehen, Kinder. Auf Wiedersehen, meine kleine Kinder. Oh, meine solcher Kind. You ready? Auf Wiedersehen, Kinder. You ready? This should be auf, A-U, but there is no ow sound. So let's go. This is an ayin. An ayin is a silent letter, just like the aleph. You want me to find you the ayin? Third row, fifth one, right in the middle. Silent, but the spot isn't silent. Ah, what the heck is that? It's another final letter. It's called a final fe. You want to find it? Third row, last one. Makes the sound of F. Uff, uff. That's a vet. Aleph, bet, vet. Third letter makes the sound of the letter V. What's underneath it? Superhero. V, Dalit. We had this. V de, Resh. Ooh, isn't that cool that they're side by side? That's a Dalit. That's a Resh. This has a curve. This has no curve. It has a corner. Resh, want me to find it for you? I will. Bottom row, fourth one. Auf wieder Zion Z. Zion A Z. Auf Wiedersehen. Aleph final nun. We had that. Auf Wiedersehen. Kinder. Oi, meine kleine Kinder. That's how you say children. That's why kindergarten is called kindergarten. It's a garden. German is so much like English. Kindergarten. It's a garden for children. What letter is that? Kuf. I love this letter. Kuf kurf. It makes the sound of the letter K. What's underneath it? E. Ki, nun, silent, kin. There's a Dalit. What's underneath it? Kinde, resh. Auf Wiedersehen, Kinder. Goodbye, children. In German. Isn't that cool? You want to learn another language? How about Japanese? I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Da-da-da-da. It's a 90s song. Let's see. Let's learn how to say goodbye, children, in Japanese. I wonder what drawing he did for Japan. Here it comes. Ninja. That's how you say Turner, kind of a ninja. This is how you say goodbye, children, in Japanese. Yeah, there was a 90s song. I think it was the early 90s. I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Da 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 da. It just kept repeating that. This is how you say goodbye, children, in Japanese. Good Lord. French, German, Chinese. How cool is this? And Japanese. I bet you've heard the first word. I bet you know the first word and you just didn't know you knew it. Because this is goodbye. And this is little children. Goodbye, children. So long, children. What am I going to do Tuesday nights from now on? I better keep busy. I could play with my kitty cats. Or just, I don't know. But I got to do something. I got to do something. How do you say goodbye, children, in Japanese? Japanese ninja. Yo. I'm going to give you 16 points if you get this because it's kind of scary looking, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Nah. Yeah, 16. 16 big, fat, juicy points if you get it. If you get it. If you get it. Are you ready? Are you? Oh, my. No. I got it right. I got it right. Sorry, I scared myself. I scared myself. You ready? How do you say goodbye, children, in Japanese? I swear that translator on Google is just the best. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? This is how you say goodbye, children, in ninja, Japanese. Sayonara, kudomo tachi. Sayonara, kudomo tachi. Sayonara. Do I sound like anime? Does it sound like Sailor Moon? Does it sound like Ben 10 and all that stuff? Sayonara kudomo tachi. That's how you say goodbye, children, in Japanese. You ready? That's a scene. It's not a sin, it's a scene. Sin a sa. Sin a sa. Yud o. Yud o. Yo. Sayo. Sayo. Nun a na. Sayona. Sayonara. Resh. Sayonara. Get used to the haze. Sayonara. What is this? This backwards C with a dot in the middle. It's a cough drop. Cough, cough, cough. It's a cuff. Makes the sound of letter K. With the oo, ku, dalet o, kudo, mem o, kudomo, sayonara kudomo, tet, tet, shin. Tet ata, tet silent t, tat, shi. Sayonara kudomo, tachi. Did you get it? Did you get it? Guess what, everybody? How can I entertain you? Well, you've got all of this stuff to look forward to. And guess what I am going to do? It's halftime for me. I am going to take a small break. Where is he going? To the bathroom, idiot. Oh, he's going to the bathroom. Why won't he tell us he's going to the bathroom? Because he's scared to. Nope, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to take a short break and run to there. And let's see. Would you like to hear Hava Nagila for 25 seconds? Sure. Hang in there.
Ben 10 is not an anime.
Oh, he's not?
I
Naruto?
don't think so.
Naruto?
Naruto is definitely an anime. Wait, let me search. Let me search.
Yeah. What the heck?
Play it again.
What the heck was that?
It's terrifying now. It's staring at me.
Yeah.
So, what have y'all been doing?
School.
I feel you, man. Anything but that?
Not really.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah, please. Anything but. I don't want to see.
Are you guys doing MCAP?
Just finished with
Yeah.
my delay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I finished like a week ago. I'm good.
Well, Tori, you're in my school.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
I don't know.
I'm in fifth.
Yeah.
She's in like kindergarten or something.
It's on fifth grader. Oh, okay. Oh, what?
Yeah. What was that?
What'd you guys eat for dinner?
I just had butter chicken. What?
I had pancakes. No, you didn't.
Well.
Never mind, I had grilled cheese.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, real change there. It was, yeah.
What kind of cheese?
He's back.
Oh,
Ah,
there he is.
amazing.
I don't know.
Everything was locked. I had
Hey,
to
you're
go
back.
way across to the other place. I had to go to the sanctuary, for goodness sakes. Well, not in the sanctuary. That's why any of you sixth graders and seventh graders, the first thing I say on the very first day of class is, by the way, of all the rules that we have, here's the one rule that I will never vary from. I always say, if you have to use the bathroom, I will never say no, because you know what? When you gotta go, you gotta go. Goodness gracious, I don't understand the teachers. When a person raises your hand, I have to use the bathroom. You should have gone when you got here in the beginning. What? I didn't have to go then. Just let me go. Anyway, ready? Let's go. No pun intended. Want to learn Italian? Let's learn Italian. We just learned sayonara ku domo tachi, which means goodbye children in Japanese. Sayonara ku domo tachi. You want to learn a little bit of Italian? Let's learn Italian. How do you say goodbye children in Italian? This is how you say goodbye children in Italian. I wonder what he drew for this one. Oh my goodness, it's an Italian person near the Leaning Tower
Pizza.
well, Pisa.
Pizza. 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 I mean pizza.
Yeah, Pisa. Pisa.
Pizza.
Yeah. Do you know what the cardinals that are getting together to pick the new pope? There's one of them, and his name is Cardinal Giacomo Bella Pizza. His name is Pizza. Are you ready? This is how you say goodbye, children. They use the hands in in Italy. Ta-da! Look, it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and somebody wearing an Italian hat. How do you say good? Now, look. Remember those yuds. That's a yud that I want you to get used to. That yud makes a sound. These are two yuds that you got to get used to. Remember, I can't erase them from the Torah, so I thought you ought to get used to seeing them. But you know what that is, and you know what that is. But this yud going together with this thing makes a sound. This yud is just there because we used to need it. How do you say, goodbye, my little children? But the papa, where you go? You leave us with the mama? It's okay. I'm gonna come back, my babies, but goodbye, my children. How do you say goodbye, children, in Italian? It kind of sounds like Spanish, the goodbye part. You just don't say it with that accent. How do you say goodbye, children, in Spanish? In Italian? In Italia, in Italia, the Roma, the Napoli, and other Italian places that I can think of right now. The Tuscany. You know how you say it? I'll give you 10 points if you get it. This is how you say, goodbye, children, in Italian. You go, addio, bambini. Addio, bambini. Kind of sounds like Spanish a little bit, the first word, bye. This is addio, aleph, a, dalet, e, ad. Yud. This yud is to make this e in the old days. So get used to seeing adi and then yud, nothing above it, nothing below it. But I got to make the y sound followed by the o. Addio, addio, bet a ba, mem silent bum, bet e b. There's the yud that you're going to get used to seeing, and nun e ni. Addio, bambini. Goodbye, my children. But the papa, come back, please. Addio, bambini. Um, that that was a lot of words, and it was an interesting. Let's make that 12. I'll give you 12 if you got that right. Addio, bambini. Um, let's do you want to do Spanish or Swedish?
Spanish.
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 Oh, but the Swedish sounds so cool. Swedish,
Yeah.
woohoo. Remember? All right, maybe ready? This is how you say goodbye, children, in Spanish. Now, I didn't draw the flag of Spain. I drew the flag of Mexico. This is how you say goodbye, children, in Spanish. I'll give you 10 points if you get this. All right, is anybody taking Spanish? If you are, you're going to know this. This is how you say goodbye. Don't say it out loud. This is how you say goodbye, children. Goodbye, children. But Papa, where you go? It's okay. I'm going to Monterrey. I'm going to Mexico City. And so I say to you, goodbye, my children. Goodbye, my beloved babies. How do you say that in Spanish? You ready? I want to get to one last one. Oh, you know what? We're going to do Swedish anyway. You ready? Here we go. Because it's ready. You got this. You got this. Just don't forget that. Yeah, I'm going to give you all, I'll give you 10. I'll give you all 10 points if you got this. Adios, niños. Adios, niños. Goodbye, children. Aleph, silent, ah. But the ah is not silent. Dalet, E-D. Yud with the O above the yud. Adio, samech, adios. Nun, E, ni. Remember that thing. Don't worry about it. Nun, silent, nin. Yud, nothing above it, nothing below it, but I got to make the Y sound. Niño, niños. Adios, niños. Adios, niños. Oh God, it's 7:29. That means I got to do the last one. Now, I've still got other languages and some other stuff. What did I say that was? Worth 10. I'm going to make this worth 8. If anybody has ever seen the movie The Terminator, which Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the Terminator, he has a very famous line. He has a lot of famous lines, but this might be his most famous 3 words that Arnold Schwarzenegger says in The Terminator. Then he takes things from other people and he tells them this. Because even though this is my last show, even though this is our last show for the year, I'm going to say what Arnold Schwarzenegger said so famously in The Terminator. And he said it with his Austrian accent, so it sounded exactly like this. Even though this is the last show of the year, and you're going to make me all misty-eyed here, that. Right out of The Terminator. Arnold said this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Come with me if you want to live. What did he say? With his Austrian accent, and I will give you 8 points if you get it. He said, he said, I'll be back. He didn't say I'll be back. He looked at them and said, I'll be back. And I will. I'll be back. We'll all do this again, just not this year. I'll be back. And who knows, some of you 6th graders that you're having your bar or bat mitzvah, I may start seeing you this summer as we start tutoring. How cool is that? I'll be back. Some of you who I'm tutoring now, I'll see you real soon. I'll be back. 8 points. I will. I'll be back. Let me get the total. Because if I do see some of you Wednesday, you get, there's still prize money. Prize money. There's still prizes to be won. 22 and 16 is 38, 50, 60, 74, 84, 86, 96, 96, and 8. 104. Wow, we did a lot. The total was 104. These were hard, but it was fun learning all those languages. If you got 77, you're a winner. Or 78 or 79 or anything 77 or above, you qualify for a prize. So please, if you're a fifth grader, come in and say, Mr. Katzman, hi, I got enough to get prizes. And if you're a sixth or seventh grader, well, you're going to be right here anyway. But yeah, venture across the hallway if you're a fifth grader, and come on in and get your prize if you're in Wednesday. In the meantime, I don't know why we're stopping so early, but oh well. Don't the rest of you go to school into June? But what can I say? It's not my decision. And so I will say, addio, bambino. I will say, sayonara kodomo tachi. I will say, auf Wiedersehen, Kinder. I will say, Zeichan, heisaman. And I will say, adieu, les enfants. Goodbye, children. It has been a wonderful. It's just been the best. I'm being silly now. This is absolutely my favorite time of the week. It's my favorite hour. And that you have been here to share it with me, showing up in the numbers that you do. We don't take attendance here. It's totally voluntary. And that you show up every single week in the numbers that you do, and you don't have to. I love it. And you made me real proud. You ought to be proud of yourself. So let's also say goodbye to Avery, not that Avery, but this Avery. Pause, stop recording. Yes.